Welcome to Voices Cary. My name is Randy Scott. Welcome. We are broadcasting live from the beautiful village of Cary. This podcast is for you. It's a means to have our voices heard, your voices heard from a platform other than social media. Far too often our social media posts get buried. So this is a venture from myself to bring our community further together and make the fabric stronger, to start talking with our neighbors and just become strong. And it's Friday, January 3rd, and I had some jokes. It was cold today, and one of my favorite, I love Johnny Carson. I loved Conan, and who's the one guy that, there's another, Craig Ferguson. He's the inspiration behind this mug here. He was gifted a mug like this, and it reminds me to be funny and laugh at myself when I make mistakes. But I pulled some Johnny Carson "How cold is it" jokes, and I wanted to see how my delivery was with a little makeshift monologue here. He would do jokes that would be like, "How cold is it?" or how cold is it, Johnny? It was so cold today, I saw a dog chasing a cat, and they were both walking. And often when like these wouldn't land, sometimes he would make fun of himself too. How cold was it? It was so cold, I saw a Democrat with his hands in his own pockets. I guess I should have read these beforehand. It was so cold out there, I saw a politician with his hands in his own pockets. Oh, that's two of the same. How cold was it? I saw it was so cold, I saw a Republican with his hands in his own pockets. See, I added that one in there just to balance it out. You know me. It was so cold, I saw a chicken with a cap on. It was so cold. How cold was it? How cold was it, Johnny? It was so cold, I saw an Amish guy buying an electric blanket. How cold was it? It was so cold, I saw a bookie who was actually giving odds on when it would warm up. It was so cold today, I saw a snowman with a sunburn. That's a fun one. How cold was it? It was so cold, even the weatherman was shivering while giving the forecast. See, I love, he would have a better delivery, but it's a Friday show, so I thought I'd start it off with that. For those of you that know, there's a I'm the owner. My wife and I started Cary Dairy, and even before we opened, we had some run-ins with the local municipality here, and there was a hearing today. It's been going on for 2.5 years. I want it over with more than they probably do, but I wanted to make one thing clear. There was a hearing today at the local here at the municipal center, and this has been going on. This has been in the courts, and I tried videotaping the hearing today for you to bring it to you because they're trying to wrap in the property owner and all that to try to strong arm me. And the one thing I wanted to make really clear was that when we started that business, I've seen things that I've never spoken about because we've never went to social media on this issue because it could be dividing, and there's a lot of good folks at the Village of Cary. So I never wanted to go in the mud with this. But the one thing I want to make clear is that the whole reason why this issue even exists is because I've seen things that are unspeakable that should never happen to business owners, especially in a village. And this fight's always been for you. This fight's always been for the children that will one day want to start a business. This fight's always been for the property owners that are watching their property rights get taken away slowly but surely. Something needs to be done, and I intend on doing that. And that's what this is. It has nothing to do with, some people might think it has to do with my ego, with like, oh, I think I can put a sign up. It has nothing to do with that. It's always been about you. I always think about my kids trying to start a business in Cary where they grew up, and they had to deal with what they put us through. And something needs to be done about it. It's a costly venture, but it's worth. I've never been able to put my head and rest my head on the pillow at night. And even before we opened, it's been like an ongoing thing about our logo and stuff. Of which we were in the right for. But ever since before we opened, I've never been able to rest my head on my pillow at night comfortably without thinking about this issue. And it's always been for you. And I wouldn't have it any other way. So I have a nice show I put together. I have some current events, but I wanted to share that with you. Welcome to Voices Cary. Happy Friday.
They come from London. Their music you will find very different. Talks about revolution.
Metra commuters, your attention please. The next Metra train approaching your station will be a Metra Express train and will not stop.
Welcome to Voices Cary. My name is Randy Scott. We are broadcasting live from the beautiful village of Cary to X, Rumble, and YouTube. And we do this weekly, every weekday, in fact. And this show's for you. This is your megaphone. If you have any special announcements or even pet photos, we had a few pet photos in the past. Email us at voicescary@proton.me. That's voicescary@proton.me, and I will be more than happy to share them with you as long as they're appropriate. My favorite Johnny Carson joke on here was probably the sunburn one for the snowman. I have some current events, and it's Friday, and I thought, what better way to... It just happened with my workflow of putting the show together that it ended on, they released the village board meeting packet, so I thought I'd just touch on those just to give you a preview of what's coming down the pike with that. So if you do have any, if you're in favor or have objections to any of the things that you might hear, I'm not going to go into a deep dive. It's just going to be what's on the agenda. And there's some spicy meatball stuff on there with Maplewood and stuff, so I thought I'd include that. And then, let's dive into current events. Cary-Grove basketball boosters cheer on CG girls basketball all levels at Rolling Meadows High School Saturday at noon. JV and JV2, and then 1:15 for varsity. Go CG. Another girls basketball they posted on their X feed. Today we hosted our first ever in-season clinic. 80 registered. Thank you to all the players and coaches that made this clinic a success. It looked like a fun time. Cary Area Public Library has this cool little nook I just saw, and this would be perfect for the kids. They have this little the Cary Area Public Library staff library favorites. Jean appreciates the study desks in the teen area. It's in a quieter part of the library, and the barriers make it feel more comfortable and focused. So that's a nice little study area, study nook. Cary Fire Protection District posted. They have responded to 2,659 calls for service in 2024. And they say they are ready to serve you in 2025. Wishing you a safe and happy new year. Thank you to the Cary Fire and Police Departments for their service in 24. And then the village Cary had on their website about their Flood Brothers tree recycling. If you do a live tree, they have regular service pickup for the dates below in January. So that's already on the way. It says tree must be free of lights, garland, and decorations. And then this Sunday we have a Cary Farmers Market, Cary Winter Farmers Market. That's still going strong in the winter. It doesn't slow them down. Eggs, beef, chicken, pork, baked goods, seasonal products, cheese, and more. And that's in Algonquin Township. So let's support locally grown stuff. Get out there and bring your checkbook. Are you ready to sweat? Fitness classes at the Cary Park District. Punch Card Palooza. Receive an extra punch for every increment of 5 punches purchased. Promo rate is available January 13th through June 1st. 5 punches. 10 punches, looks like it's there is a fee, but it's money well spent to keep your resolution going strong. And then spring 2025 recreational program information and registration for Cary Soccer. Spring 2025 rec program information is now available and registration is open. Early bird fee with a 10% discount off the regular registration fee through January 15th. Regular registration fees through February 15th. And yeah, it's a strong program and gets the kids running and moving. My favorite position was always goalie. But I was a strong forward though. I thought I did good. This came through McHenry County, Illinois' X-Feed. Starting today through March 1st, qualifying McHenry County seniors can apply for Senior Citizens Real Estate Tax Deferral Program, which provides tax relief by providing a loan up to $7,500 to pay a senior's property tax bill. This kind of irked me a little bit with seniors, and like if you're doing a loan for your taxes, I'd much rather have the tax program that helps you reduce your taxes, which I think ultimately just lowers your property value. But there is resources to lower your taxes if you are a senior. So look into that as well. I haven't seen any of that come by or come through. Illinois, and I can pull that as well. I'll pull for Monday. I'll pull that those resources and show those to you. Illinois School Network. Illinois lawmakers criticize $20 million in tax funds for electric buses. I have the article here, and I was gonna read it. An Illinois state legislator says that in the federal government is going to give away taxpayer money. It should go towards teaching children math and reading, not for electric school buses. The Illinois State Board of Education announced last month that it had been awarded $20 million in grants from the U.S. and EPA. State Rep Chris Miller, Republican Oakland, said electric buses aren't green and actually destroy the environment. Quote, our kids can't read or write or do math, but they can ride on a green school bus. That's not really green, said Miller. Miller shared a story about an Illinois superintendent who was awarded electric buses but had to use a flatbed to haul the buses because there was concerns that the buses couldn't make the 50-mile trip to be transported to the school district. They had to transport those buses on a flatbed because they were afraid they wouldn't be able to make the trip, said Miller. Almost any bus route, especially in rural Illinois, is several miles long. The Clean Heavy Duty Vehicles Grant Program is dishing out more than $400 million of federal taxpayer funds to communities across the nation that have been designated as being in non-attainment with the National Abatement Air Quality Standards. Miller suspects green energy initiatives like CHDV, I don't know that term, will come to a screeching halt after next admin. The people have spoken. They don't want this stuff. It's a complete scam, and yet they just can't give it up. I don't know if it's a complete scam. I'm a big fan of the invisible hand. I think when the technology gets there and it gets affordable enough, instead of forcing this down and using money that could be going towards getting kids well positioned and knowledgeable and putting money into school safety, I think the invisible hand, once that technology gets there, will, once they go for new buses, they'll make that decision there, and that's the invisible hand. In a news release, Governor J.B. Pritzker said through the grant program, Illinois districts will receive electric school buses, charging infrastructure, and workforce training to reduce emissions and improve air quality. With this funding, we're building on our progress towards a more sustainable future by providing 9 school districts with the resources to advance our clean energy goals. So that's that. The Village of Cary is hiring for a Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals applications available. I like to put this in there because if you're like me and you want to get involved, this is a great place to get involved and throw your hat in the ring. Especially parents that want to get involved in their community and see, just be involved. The Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals consists of 7 regular members and 1 associate member who are residents of the village and appointed by the mayor with the advice and consent of the village board. The main duties of the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals are to make recommendations to the village board regarding land use issues pertaining to the village zoning ordinance, including proposed variations, conditional use permits, and appeals of decisions made by the zoning administrator. The Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals typically holds meetings on the second Thursday of the month as needed. Interested individuals should submit a letter of interest, resume, and complete application to the mayor at Village of Cary, 755 Georgetown, located off of Industrial. And then I have the application here, and I thought I'd go through it starts off with basic information, and then it repeats what I had just read. Except for this, the 7 regular members are deliberative and voting in all positions reviewed by the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals. The associate member, in all instances, and voting member only when 1 or more regular members is absent. The associate member, however, may not vote or be counted towards a required quorum when the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals is considered any variance or administrative appeal. So that's, they use some fun words there, and they might want to turn you away by their fancy wording, but don't be fearful. Get involved. Research, learn as you go. Get involved. And then the questions. Why are you interested in serving as a member of the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals? 2, what skills, experience do you possess that qualify you for this appointment? 3, the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals meets at 6 p.m. on the second Thursday of each month at the Village Hall. Do you foresee any conflicts? 4, please list any prior community service performed. Identify if within Cary or prior residence. 5, do you have any personal or professional business interest or work for any entity which provides products or services to Village of Cary? And then 6, do you have any conflicts of interest that may prevent you from serving on the Board of Zoning, Planning, and Appeals? 7, is there any additional information you wish to share to support your consideration of appointment to the Board of Zoning and Appeals? And that's that. And then the Village Board of Trustee meeting is coming up on January 7th, so we'll have our live watch party of that, and we'll have fun. What we do is just watch how the gears turn, and we can all watch together, and if there's like something that comes across the desk that I have never seen before, just like what just happened here, I'll look it up and I'll have it for you next show. And if there is something that I already know that could be of value to you, I will share it with you. And tools in your toolbox. For the Village Board of Trustees meetings, they have some anniversaries, which are always fun. And then consent agenda, there'll be consider for approval the warrant dated January 7th. If you watched before, we know a warrant is a fancy name of how they spent tax dollars, like an itemized list. Consider for approval the December 17th Village Board meeting minutes. Every meeting they take minutes, which are notes of what happens during that meeting. And then the next meeting they approve the prior meeting minutes. C, consider for approval a resolution authorizing the appointment of Nicole Colliborn as deputy village clerk. I have met her several times. Very nice person. Consider for approval a resolution amending the fiscal year 24-25 salary schedule for non-union employees. E. Edward, consider for approval a resolution authorizing the village administrator to award a contract for the replacement of the Fox Trails Lift Station number 1 to Boulder Contractors Incorporated, Cary, Illinois. Oh, we're utilizing local. That's good. And an amount not to exceed $1,200,000, and authorizing the village administrator to approve a 10% contingency not to exceed $1,300,000. F, consider for approval of the village's annual treasurer's report as required by state of Illinois. And then separate action. This is the spicy stuff that has to deal with our Maplewood. This is a scoreboard from the Maplewood ball fields that I grew up playing on. That is soon to be bulldozed. Possibly. A discussion regarding developer responses to a request for proposals and qualifications related to the redevelopment of Maplewood property. So I had pulled in just that specific. That was the only thing I opened up there. And that's the discussion for the Maplewood property. So here it is. On August 27th, the village board approved a resolution entering into an intergovernmental agreement with the Cary Consolidated School District number 26 related to the transfer of Maplewood property. The IGA, or intergovernmental agreement, general terms include identifying a new location for the construction of a new District 26 transportation center. I believe that's already been set in stone. They made a deal for the property immediately next to Aldi in Cary. And they also had to spend $50,000 to get out of the contract that Aldi signed, because as with any retailer, they want growth around them with like-minded people ready to spend money, not necessarily a bus lot. So they had to spend $50,000, which was split up between the village or the district and the property owner. The village issuing bonds supported by TIF District number 3 to generate funds to facilitate the property transfer. District 26 receiving $5,525,000 in TIF assistance to aid in the relocation and construction of the new transportation center. Transportation center operations remaining at the Maplewood property temporarily until the new transportation center is constructed. Ownership of the Maplewood property being transferred to the village with the intention of marketing the property for future sale and redevelopment. Following the execution of the IGA, the Village of Cary released a request for proposals and qualifications to the development community related to the redevelopment of the Maplewood property. The village sought proposals from qualified development teams with the vision, experience, and financial capacity for the redevelopment of the former school property and baseball fields. The proposal was distributed to over 25 developers, with 3 development teams submitting formal responses to the RFP. Staff analysis. The village received 3 formal responses from the development community in response to the RFP request. The proposals were received by the following development teams, listed in the order of which their proposals were received by the Village of Cary. Development Team A, Corgdon Clark, JTE Real Estate Services, Erickson Engineering Associates, and D2 Capital Advisors. And then finally on this, Maplewood the development team B, the Laymark Group, Gold Aller Real Estate Investments and Management, Fitzgerald Architecture, Erickson Engineering Associates, William A. Randolph Construction Managers, Development Team C, SEO Companies, VDR Development Group, Elite One Service, Charles Hall Construction, and Sterling Hall. Members from each development team will be in attendance to provide an introductory presentation of their team and proposed concept for the Maplewood property. Presentations and discussion will focus on the conceptual layout and proposed development, but will not review the contemplated financial terms. Additional discussion with the village board will occur regarding these additional details prior to the potential selection of the preferred developer. If selected, the village will negotiate the terms of the redevelopment agreement with the selected developer for future consideration by the village board at a later date. Any project contemplated for the property will still need to obtain the proper zoning entitlements from the village of Cary, including through the public hearing process before the Board of Zoning, Planning and Appeals prior to the start of any redevelopment of the property. So there's still it's still quite a ways out, but you might if you attend the meeting or watch our live watch party, or if you tune into the official feed on their YouTube and watch, you'll be able to see what some developers have planned. And it says no formal action will be taken regarding the proposals at this time. The developers will provide an overview of their development teams and conceptual plans for discussion purposes only during this meeting. So things are moving. And then immediately following the unless it's canceled, every board of trustees meetings, they have a board of trustees they have a board of trustees meeting following that, but it looks like I have also here a board of zoning, planning and appeals on January 9th. That's going to go into some development that is looking to be authorized over by Haber Road. Converting the 3 duplex buildings. And that's already been, they've already been shaking and rattling over there. And then okay, and then that was that. So on January looks like January 7th is going to be a watch party. So pencil that in, and I look forward to seeing you there. As far as Friday is concerned, I hope all of you have a wonderful weekend. This show is for you. The show is the space that we're in is not free, so it's coming out of my pocket. And the show is for a better future. You gotta go into the wind if you want the kite to go up. That's what we're doing here. It's an honor to put the show together and to join you wherever you may be. And I look forward to Monday. And have a wonderful weekend. Thank you for joining.
You're confirmed at T-minus 10 seconds. And counting. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Reach for the sky.
Huh?
This town ain't big enough for the two of us.
What?
Somebody's poisoned the water hole.
It's busted.
Who are you calling busted, Buster? That's right. I'm talking to you, Sid Phillips. We don't like being blown up, Sid. Or smashed, or ripped apart.
We?
That's right. Your toys. From now on, you must take good care of your toys. Because if you don't, we'll find out, Sid. We toys can see everything.
So play nice.